So, you're looking for some Dinraal farming parts. Dinraal is one of the 4 dragons in Tears of the Kingdom, and the parts that you can get from Dinraal are the Dinraal's horn, if you hit the antlers or horn part of the dragon. Dinraal's claw, if you hit the hands or the claws of the dragon. Dinraal's fang, if you hit the mouth of the dragon. And Dinraal's scale is like everything else, except for there's a new piece in Tears of the Kingdom that wasn't in Breath of the Wild, and it's the spike. So these are the kind of spines or spikes throughout the body of the dragon. You can hit them, or there are pieces of the spike nestled in within the spikes. So those are the pieces you can get from Dinraal. And where is Dinraal? Dinraal, the easiest place I've found to meet up with Dinraal is as Dinraal comes out of, don't eat me, out of the East Akala Plains chasm. So if you hang around here, Dinraal will come out here, and then Dinraal will go north around the ocean, across the north part of the map, and then go into the Drennan Highland Chasm. Once Dinraal is in the depths, really a mirror of the path that Dinraal takes here, all the way through. Pro tip, I actually think that traveling along one of these dragons in the depths is one of the easiest ways to explore the depths, because you're not expending any Zonai energy. You're going over the terrain fairly quickly. You have full stamina the whole time. You just pick out these light roots, and you can jump off the dragon, activate the light root, and then jump right back on. Really cool way to get a nice section of the depths. So, there are... Am I frozen? That was weird. I've never... Oh, it's like it can't load. Okay, so I must have broke the game. Doesn't like whatever's happening. Is it back? That was super weird. As you approach Dinraal, there is this wind that replenishes your stamina. So you can see I'm at 2 3/4 stamina, but if I reactivate my paraglider, it resets it to max stamina every time if you're inside the upward gust of the dragon. Super cool to know. The fire around Dinraal really focuses around the face of Dinraal. So if you approach it, you can approach the backside of the dragon fairly easily, and you won't have to deal with the fire as much. Another tip is you can see my temperature gauge for this is like unbearably hot, like on fire. So if you were to take off your flame breaker helm so you don't have that flame guard, you are going to be unbearably hot and you're going to start burning up. So make sure to invest in some flame guard equipment. Let's see. Once you land on Dinraal, the pieces of the shard are like nestled here within the spikes. So I've already collected them. I think maybe I've collected them all. You can just follow around back. Oh, there's one. Okay, great. I left one. So here's the shard. You can just... this is why I think wasting an arrow on hitting the spikes is a bad idea. You can just collect these as you go down. So if you enter Dinraal or board Dinraal from the back, you can just travel all the way up to the front, collecting all of these spikes. That was lucky. I didn't know that I didn't get all of them. I think you can get... this is the first time I've encountered Dinraal, and I've gotten 14 pieces of shard just from the one. So I think that's a great way to get those. There are kind of 2 modes, so you can't just constantly hit the dragon and collect, scale after scale after scale. So Dinraal's not active right now. Dinraal's dormant. So if I hit Dinraal, I'm not going to get any more of those scales. So right now, Dinraal has kind of a dull gem-like luminosity, both in the spikes and the scales. And right there, you can see how Dinraal activated. So that was very convenient that Dinraal activated right now to show that. But this is the active state where you can see it's glowing. So when it's glowing, that's when you can get a new piece. You can choose, do I want a fang? Do I want a horn? Do I want a claw or a scale? And so depending on what part you hit on the dragon is what you're going to get. And you can see that we're following the path on the map. We're going north around Akala Sea. So I find the best fusible item, and I think it sells for the most money as well, is the horn. So if you're only going to farm one resource, I would go for the horn. So there are a few tips to farming. If you are on the dragon and you can stand the heat, which you may not be able to, but if you invest in that, that's definitely worth it. You can... Oh, that is just crazy. If you can stand the heat, you can just hit right in front of yourself and then collect it. If you hit farther away from yourself, you're going to have to track it down either by diving off the dragon or catching the fragment as it's falling or once it hits the ground. But if I just hit the horn right here, I can collect that right there. Dinraal's horn. And you can see that now Dinraal is no longer in an active state. It's about 10 minutes before the dragon will become active again. So you can go and do other things, but especially this dragon, the path is just so long. I would recommend if you're farming resources, hey, just go eat lunch while you're watching, wait for it to become active, and farm another piece, and then continue to eat lunch, maybe watch a show or something, make sure it's plugged in, your switch is plugged in, and just wait for that luminosity to return. So that is my farming Dinraal guide, and hopefully you learned something, and now you can get your pieces yourself. So I think I'm good on horns. I definitely need to get some more scales and some more fangs. And I think I'm good on claws as well. 25 seems like a nice round number. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed it.